The president taking to Twitter, clearly undercutting just how serious these charges are, while again looking to shift the focus back to his former opponent, Hillary Clinton. Mike, a little wind, a little rain tonight, but as this storm continues to track west, Georgia's coastline is reducing the number of mandatory evacuations. Some families here believing they may have dodged a bullet. Amanda, we are live right now inside of a Waffle House. This is as close as we can possibly get to the scene. Let me set the stage for you where we are on Windy Hill Road. That's the Wells Fargo Bank right across the street that is at the center of this hostage situation. Yeah, Tracy, let's walk you through this. We're in the town of Homerville, where the storms have since moved out, but they've really left a number of homes damaged in its wake. In fact, this huge tree came crushing down at around 6:30 this morning. I mean, talk about lucky. They crawled out of the window just so they could escape this fallen tree. They got the warning at around 6 this morning. We just moved in the last 20 minutes here to Piedmont Road. I want to step out of the way because this is as close as we can get right now to the area where I-85 collapsed. We just got an update in the last 10 minutes from Georgia State. They say their downtown campus has now been shut down until 10 a.m. It won't open until 10 a.m. this morning because of the scene right over my shoulder here on the downtown connector, where hazmat crews are still working near that overturned truck. Hey, Vince and Amanda, good morning to you. And it's sites like the ones behind us that we're seeing all over from this storm damage. This tree right here, right outside of a home on Williamsport Drive here in Norcross. We're finding branches everywhere. In fact, we'll walk with you this way as we make our way around this tree so we can show you the extent of the damage, and it's pretty severe. I can see a large crowd off in the distance. Okay, as far as we can see protesters in the middle of William Street, some of them running to the crowd right now. This is all in the last 10-15 minutes. You know, Kim, looking at his medical records, you'd think this doctor has a squeaky clean past tonight. He is being linked to dozens of deaths. In fact, federal agents earlier tonight came to his Jonesboro office tonight. It's all locked up. The Chattanooga Recruitment Center behind us, where he first came and opened fire, we found about 50 bullet holes in the front window. Fulton County Police say at least 30 homes overnight were hit with spray paint. After all, it might be their only hope to getting it back. Take, for example, Adamsville. The district says there are 381 students enrolled. You know, the Braves are really swinging for the fences with their new stadium here in Cobb County. The value of these stolen comic books, we're talking upwards of $250,000, $250,000. He crawled right through the doggy door. And look at the number of people that are here, and look at their vantage point. Are we taking selfies? Can we take a selfie on live TV? A selfie of the dome? Here, let's take a selfie with the dome in the background, kind of right there. There we go.
This is Sadie, and this is her story.
Everyone has a story.
Sadie likes to make boats out of boxes.
Some
I do.
just haven't been written yet.
I feel ballerina. Yeah.
At this Atlanta bookstore, the kids can't hold back their excitement.
You tacky and vaguely round monstrosity.
Their imagination captivated
May I have a cookie, please?
by today's guest reader.
My name is Edie Cheeseburger, and I am a drag queen. Does anybody know what a drag queen is? No?
You are looking swell, Manny.
It's usually adults listening to Edie.
Wow, how's everybody doing tonight? How's that chicken finger?
Taking in the racy drag show in Buckhead. But Edie is now flipping the script,
Oh, there's more.
keeping a PG performance for younger crowds,
Look at all the cookies, you guys. Who in here likes cookies?
while sharing a story they've never heard before,
I will pinch you and make you cry, Rock Warrior.
in more ways than one.
I think it's a really great step to kind of normalize it for children. Are you not entertained?
Parents seem to agree.
When I was a kid, I didn't know anybody who was like openly LGBT, and I think it's, really wonderful that young kids who are growing up now can sort of grow up just understanding, different types of people.
When nights are black and when days are gray, you'll be brave and bright, so no shadows can stay.
A moment of brightness in a dark world. And if that's progressive, then I'm here for that.
This new chapter in Edie's life?
She's not inside the box at all.
Helping imprint new lessons.
I'm not here to push some weird agenda or whatever. I'm here to entertain.
On anyone willing to just sit.
Turkeys are silly.
And listen.
I get to be the better version of myself, and I get to reach out and tell my story and touch a lot of people's lives. Hopefully, going forward, people are more open-minded and they're less afraid to ask questions about people who are different. When I look at you and you look at me, I wonder what wonderful things you will be.
A character in a real-life story.
Thank you guys for being such a good audience!
With a twist ending few saw coming.
You guys are awesome! Do you enjoy that?
In Atlanta, I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News. I-85, the height of Thursday's rush hour, a fireball shooting into the sky. One of Atlanta's most traveled highways collapsing, shutting down the city.
We have DOT has put their inspectors in place. They have contacted the original crew the company who built the bridge in the first place, and they are sending their people to assess the extent of the damage, and we're trying to determine everything we can about how quick can we repair it and get it back in service.
The governor confirming there are no reports of any injuries. Firefighters working for hours as traffic was at a standstill.
It's going to take some time to get it repaired and get it back in service.
My friend called me online, told me when I was at work, said, "Where are you? Are you home?" I said, "No." So he was like, "Don't come home." "What do you mean, don't come home?" "The bridge right by the house collapsed." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Investigators now digging into the cause of the fire. Spools of fiber optic cable stored under the interstate, likely fueling the flames. The view from Google Earth on the ground giving us a look at just how much there was.
I know there was a lot of that around there, and obviously that was plastic that was burning.
But this is a big deal.
Overnight, drivers seen abandoning their cars on the highway, a sight this city has never seen before.
I don't have the ability to tell you how long this incident will take to correct or to restore on travel on Interstate I-85 northbound or southbound. Repair to this essential interstate is our top priority.
And the question this morning is, how long will those repairs take? Again, behind us, Piedmont Road is blocked off right by the highway underpass, and it will stay that way for some time. You can see the activity over my shoulder. For a closer look at what drivers can expect and how they had to deal with this overnight and into this morning, my colleague Rebecca Schramm, she's live this morning in Buckhead. Rebecca, what's it look like where you are? It's the kind of Georgia small town where you just know everyone. And at the tiny home, welcoming you to Grammy and Pops.
Well, let me share with you. My Bible is marked up.
There's a local pastor turning heads. Meet Horace Sheffield.
I'm an ordained Baptist preacher.
Who at 88 just graduated college for the first time.
I walked on the stage, I got a standing ovation. You just have to be there.
Horace finished high school in the 40s. He tried college in the 60s, but life got in the way.
There me and her are up there.
He was married young and gave everything he had to his wife, Bernice.
We were married 68 years. She had Alzheimer's. I was pastor of Fredonia Congregationalist Church. I resigned to take care of my wife.
He lost her 5 years ago and turned to the only thing he knew, his faith.
And I read a section out of each day. We might have a personal relationship with him.
Which, wouldn't you know, is what brought the two together all those years ago.
Here's a woman that turned me down to go to a movie, turned me down to go to a ball game, but she went with me to church.
Horace still preaches at the local church, and 2 years ago, he had an idea. He wanted to finally finish his college degree and get it in religion. It just seemed to make sense.
A piece of paper didn't mean that much to me back then. But when I started this last time, I started with determination of getting my diploma, and I've got it.
Here's the catch. He did it all online. because why make things easy?
Had you ever used a computer before signing up for the online class?
No.
You never used a computer?
No, and I still haven't.
He wrote or scribbled every paper by hand.
A lot of my papers was past experiences.
Jesus willingly submitted.
And his neighbor graciously typed it all out for him to turn in.
When he approached me about going back to school, I thought I could do no less.
Amanda Brannock didn't finish college either, but she saw it as a chance to help and to learn.
It was all worth it. I'm happy.
Made me feel good. I'd accomplished something.
The two now share this really unique bond.
And thank you is not enough.
And as he nears 89, that may be as important to Horace as this piece of paper that shows he's a college graduate.
It's wonderful to have God and know that God is the God of all comfort.
I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News. For Jathea Jeter,
This is my living room.
it's only now sinking in.
Yeah.
Her apartment torn down Friday.
I didn't want to do this. I did not want to stay for this part.
After an early morning fire at the Brannon Hill complex.
I had roommates who had children there, so they were able to get the kids out. So they woke up, and it was just a big loud sound, and they said they woke up and the apartment was full of smoke. So.
Now she can only watch it crumble apart. Just thankful her son Yazid wasn't home at the time.
He'll be a year on the 20th. All his stuff.
She doesn't even have shoes for him right now. She's picking up her dog Candy, who ran outside, and heading to a hotel thanks to the Red Cross. Beyond that, she hasn't even given it any thought.
These are your life, you know?
You know, families living here are really at a loss. It's especially tough for them, not just because of what they're seeing behind me, but because they have seen this site time and time again here in the Brannon Hills neighborhood, a neighborhood that has been called the worst in America by so many. It doesn't take long. You don't have to go far to find another apartment home right around the corner that's been burned down and torn down. This is all that's left from the last fire. And nearby, we found an apartment home seemingly abandoned.
I like my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I don't like necessarily like the looks of things here, but it's affordable. Do I ever feel unsafe? I feel unsafe lots of times. I feel unsafe now. Seeing this is the realization of really, I did not want to be here to see this building burn down because this made it real for me.
Investigators haven't said what started the fire, but Jathea knows it's ended her time here.
There's really good people here, very good families that are here. Hard-working people who go to work, who are trying to, you know, this is our home. It may not look like much to you or what the media may say about the area, but this is my home. I'm not a bad person.
In DeKalb County, I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News. By the time the sun finally rose over the Georgia Dome, the party had already started.
I mean, better than a normal Monday morning, I guess.
It's pretty cool, and it's a lot better than school.
I have a lot of good memories there, but, you know, it's sad to see it go. But.
They waited.
I just want to see it fall down, and I think it's going to be cool.
With excitement.
I just want to see an explosion.
It's been such just an iconic piece of Atlanta.
It's sad to see it go, but it's also cool to see a once-in-a-lifetime thing happen where you can see a building go down.
For the final countdown.
Do we get a countdown? Has anybody been to an implosion before?
To say goodbye.
Hold it. I thought we got a 2-minute warning. Save the dome.
To their beloved stadium.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Whoa. Whoa. Holy smokes. Oh my God.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that is amazing.
That was unbelievable.
It just went.
From across the city.
I actually think I'm a large child.
The sounds of cameras clicking, capturing history.
The sun was blaring.
Yeah, the sun.
But you know, it was worth it.
Day.
It was definitely worth coming out for it.
Yeah.
If you didn't come out, you missed it.
Look at that.
It took seconds for the dome to come crumbling down.
Look how much smoke there is.
25 years of memories gone.
Wow, that is so cool.
What's the address of your emergency? 950 West Peachtree Street. Somebody just got hit out here.
There's a guy who just got hit by a car.
He literally killed me.
Oh my God.
I was dead, literally dead.
Exhale up, inhale down.
For Vinny Lorendi,
how's your shoulder feeling? You think we can get your arms up above your head today?
Strength isn't defined
Pull straight back
by the weights you pull or how fast you move. It's putting in the time every
it all out.
Single
Deep breath, inhaling up.
Day.
You got 25 seconds on the clock and time. Beautiful.
Vinny might as well live at the gym.
Slow it down, Vinny.
As he learns to move again.
Good set.
He has a plate in his left arm. He had surgery on his trachea.
How long were you in bed for?
He was in a coma.
2 months in bed.
For weeks.
You don't remember anything about the accident?
Nothing.
The active 31-year-old was walking through Midtown back in March when Atlanta police say he was struck by Jason Hardman. According to a police report obtained by CBS 46 Investigates, witnesses saw Hardman run a red light. Surveillance video shows what happened next.
He just T-boned me and I hit his windshield and then I went flying. Next thing I knew, I woke up 3 weeks later in the hospital.
Hardman was booked for driving drunk. An investigation found he was arrested only months earlier on similar charges. The report alleging he'd taken 6 medications, including Valium, before getting behind the wheel and crashing. The officer wrote he seemed unaware and uncaring the accident had occurred.
Sadly, what happened to Vinny is not all that uncommon.
Attorney Stephen Dermer says what's worse, Hardman was uninsured at the time of the crash.
He did not have any automobile insurance, and people like Vinny are left holding the bag.
We tried getting Hardman to talk to us. He referred me to his lawyer.
I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of my own money. I'll be lucky if I see a quarter.
CBS 46 Investigates has learned Hardman is active in his church. Staff members here say he sometimes teaches Sunday school. Online, he posts his coursework as he studies theology at Emory University. He even asked if anyone could help him land an internship at a Methodist church, writing, he's putting 2017 in God's hands.
He's a hypocrite. I mean, literally, he just is a hypocrite.
Vinny's message, start practicing what you preach.
Recovery is so expensive, even with insurance, and being the victim, I'm the one that has to pay.
As he waits for a trial date,
Atlanta's becoming a very walking city.
Vinny is changing the direction of his life.
So we need to find a way to make these streets safer.
Speaking out now on the dangers that can emerge from behind the wheel.
I used to say I want my old life back, but right now I'm realizing I want to be the best version of myself.